Omar Ta Satt, greetings to you, Highlight. Welcome to my channel for awakened souls and light workers. I am pleased you have come to me, because I can assure you that your life will never be the same after this bright, magical contribution. But before I take you on a vibrant adventure, where you can feel things directly on your body, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself, so that you can better experience what is to come. As an awakened soul, it is absolutely clear to you that we are on a journey to a new world. But what if I told you that we have been there for a long time and you just haven't noticed? What if I told you that I am already living in the new world? And what if I told you that I can show you how you too can perceive that magic and galactic things outside? We are in the midst of ascending into a new world, the new world we so long for. As the extraterrestrials have said several times on my channel, it is not yet possible to reveal themselves to all people. It is not possible. You can find out why in several posts. One recording that I have already published here on this channel is particularly revealing. The title is "We Need Your Help, Dear Humans" announcement of the Galactic Federation. But just because they can't reveal themselves to everyone doesn't mean they haven't been among us for a long time. I myself already live in the new world among aliens, gods, angels, archangels, but also among an incredible number of creatures that seem to come from fairy tales, but are as real as you and me. If you don't know me yet, let me explain who I am in a few keywords, otherwise you won't understand the adventure we are about to experience together. My name is Bella Isis Mitchell, emissary of the Pleiadian civilization and an alien in a human body. I left my beautiful royal blue body on the Pleiades to serve ascension and to support humanity with the power of light. My big Pleiadian heart is beating here on Earth because I'm more of an alien than human and also possesses an incredible amount of magical power. I am able to see things differently through my Pleiadian perspective, and it is these events and experiences that I describe in my book series. The books aren't conventional written works from the third dimension of consciousness. They come directly from the new world and are alive. They are as alive as my YouTube videos. So it is possible to even have physical contact or extraterrestrial experiences in the books, but also on my channel. Today we are entering the world of other dimensions. I was very surprised when Carlo Pedersoli contacted me himself. It was a great honor for me. We all know him. He is the wonderful actor who has made so many people smile and laugh with his powerful stunts. I tend to distance myself from films like that, but I couldn't resist watching them myself in my past. I sort of grew up with them even as a teenager. Nowadays, and Carlo Pedersoli knows this, of course, it's no longer possible for me, due to my state of consciousness, to delve so deeply into his films, because it simply doesn't fit with my perspective as a Pleiadian, nor with my state of consciousness, which sometimes extends to the seventh mode of perception. Incidentally, I live on the Pleiades in the seventh dimension of consciousness. But, and here I have to be completely honest, I too was simply a blind person before my awakening, and having grown up with Bud Spencer and Terence Hill films, they were simply part of my life, even though I could never identify with those fights. But my soul wanted to experience these films as much as other things that could only be experienced in 3D and in such close proximity. But Spencer often made me laugh with his direct manner, and I often forgot my own worries while watching the films, distracted by his loose fists and funny sayings. But now to our adventure. I am in contact with the world beyond, not just telepathically but in active togetherness, as if a person were standing in front of you. And in my book series I teach you indirectly and at the same directly, but also with the keys of the new age, how you too can open your contacts with the cosmos and your telepathic, clairvoyant, clairaudient and clairsentient gifts. When Mr. Pedersoli contacted me telepathically, I was very surprised. I had already seen some of his films, as they were also part of the family Sundays, but otherwise I didn't really have a direct relationship with him. But the being, the wonderful man, did indeed contact me, because he had already distracted many people from their everyday worries, and he would do so again today. My story with such special people or actors on Earth actually began indirectly through two wonderful ladies from the world beyond, who I will talk about separately in another post. Both are powerful women known to us from legends and earthly history books. And it was through this contact with the otherworldly realms that a journey began that became true magical. In a roundabout way, I then met two other powerful personalities. You can listen to their enlightening and encouraging words for yourself. Feel free to check out my channel. These two gentlemen will guide you if you allow them to. You will find their contributions on this channel. They do not want me to mention their names here. I will respect that. If you allow them to guide you, they will lead you to the right messages on my channel, Anasha. When Mr. Pedersoli first appeared at my home to advise together on the headline, I perceived the wonderful soul as a body of light. I can see ghosts, but he didn't want to present himself in human form, but rather as an object of light. I saw him in a human form, but at the same time he was not in a human form. He was just a golden glowing figure, pulsating with light, and that is what he will make you feel today. As it is very exhausting for me when beings speak through my system, Mr. Pedersoli will refrain from doing so today, as I have had to squeeze in many urgent sessions recently to post all the messages on my YouTube channel, and so the wonderful being will allow me to speak on his behalf, but he will not enter my system to embed his voice frequency or his being in me. However, Carlo Pedersoli appeared to me today in a human form, as he looked in his advanced age. He deliberately did not appear in his younger form as in Bud Spencer's heyday. He didn't want to, because he comes to us with a completely different message. Mr. Pedersoli appears to me surrounded by a bright light and is just putting his hands on mine. Pay attention, sit down and feel. You can feel it now for yourself. I told you that you could have vivid adventures with me, and my books are just as alive. Concentrate and feel. Mr. Pedersoli has built his frequency into this recording. Please feel again where on your body you can still feel touch. At your fingertips there are many channels, or on your hands, on your arms, or a breeze on your face. Perhaps a sensation near your temple? Thank you, dear Mr. Pedersoli, for taking us into the reality of the new earth. I thank you with all my heart. Since Mr. Pedersoli has distracted me, I would like to return to my words. First of all, he revealed himself to me as a figure of light, We are all beings of light. That is our essence, and that is what my guest showed me. He showed me that it really doesn't matter who plays what role on earth, for we are all just actors on the big stage. But at the end of the day, we are light, and we return to the light. Mr. Pedersoli is eagerly watching the ascension of Earth and all its inhabitants from the other realms. And knowing that many of the lightworkers have enjoyed watching his films in the past, or that some still do as a distraction, the being offers to distract us today from our everyday concerns. He wants to encourage us and also refers to my favorite sentence, which I should include here. He says, "Take courage, light workers." Carlo Pedersoli has come to us from the spheres of light to distract us with his presence and at the same time to encourage us to carry on, just like in his role as Bud Spencer. But he asks you to smile, to adopt a peaceful position and to leave your fists where they belong. In fact, he asks you, if you have made fists, to open them and let go of any tension. For although he lived other perspectives during his lifetime and made many people laugh with his humor, he asks us to transform our basic ways of being, such as anger or aggression, into gentleness and love. This is why he is now addressing all lightworkers, but he knows exactly which individuals to make himself more present, to remind them to focus more on kindness. He encourages everyone to transform their fists into a hallelujah, referring indirectly and directly to one of his films. Carlo has to smile, but at the same time he looks wistfully into himself, because he really wants to motivate people with his light to always practice peacefulness. Carlo will reveal himself very clearly to some lightworkers because he knows how much they appreciate him or have appreciated him, and he wants to remind everyone to just be peaceful because the new world already exists and he too now supports the ascension from the other dimensions. Carlo Pedersoli has a message for your soul. Some of you may suddenly burst out laughing during the energy transfer, as he will be living out his charming Bud Spencer roughness, giving free rein to his easygoing nature, but all in a peaceful and benevolent manner. He will literally signal that you shouldn't worry about the outside world and that you should always stay in touch with yourself. Some of you will also suddenly have tears in your eyes as Mr. Pedersoli transmits a living message of mindfulness to your soul. While he is with you, you may experience touches again and again. At this moment, Mr. Pedersoli is sitting next to me and, as he has been all along, he appears in human form. An elderly gentleman with a grey beard wearing an elegant yet casual suit. The suit is really stylish. It matches him perfectly. The man radiates a peaceful energy, but one has the utmost respect next to his presence. "We can begin our adventure now," he says. From his perspective, it would be possible to start now. He would visit every single person, every single individual, but he would not appear in front of you or next to you in a human form, but as a being of light. He would present himself as a form of light, of human rather slender stature, just radiating golden light, and he would embed you in that very glow. You would be able to actively feel it. But excuse me. He wanted me to say Bud Spencer now. As many of you can resonate more in that way. He is already with you and asks you to hold out your hands. Even if your psychic gifts are still dormant, but will try to make the adventure as vibrant as possible. For he believes that lightworkers need a certain amount of courage and should take things as relaxed as his Bud Spencer, with whom he is also identified, or even primarily identified with. The shimmering being echoes the familiar vibrations of Bud Spencer films, but in a light and humorous way. He himself must be laughing at this moment. Bud Spencer's fists remain in 3D, and in front of you is a figure of light pulsating harmoniously. Let yourself be guided, sit or lie down and enjoy Bud Spencer's visit while the music plays. When it stops, he will respectfully bid you farewell and return to his realm. The being wishes us courage on our journey, and that is exactly what he is telling you now. Anasha, thank you for your visit, dear Bud Spencer. Thank you for your presence, Mr. Pedersoli. Thank you for everything.